There's even more new developments on Russiagate. On Thursday, CNN reported U.S. authorities are preparing to seek the arrest of WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. Attorney General Jeff Sessions had this to say about whether the DOJ was prioritizing his arrest.
We are going to step up our effort and already are stepping up our efforts on all leaks. This is a matter that's gone beyond anything I'm aware of. It is a priority. We've already begun to step up our efforts, and whenever a case can be made, we will seek to put some people in jail.
Joining me now are Malcolm Nance, MSNBC contributor and author of The Plot to Hack America, and former State Department spokesperson Nayyera Haq. Thank you both for being here. Let's talk about some of the new information that we've actually learned just right off the bat. Malcolm, I'll start with you. CNN is reporting that Russia apparently tried to use Trump advisors to infiltrate the campaign, including Carter Page. Not exactly news to you, but what do you make of this information now coming out?
Well, I wouldn't call it breaking news, since that's the entire basis of what's been discussed over the last 7 months. I find the use of the word tried very interesting, and I would like to know why they feel that the source that this was a failure, and that it was an attempt. And we don't know that. Certainly, at this point, the entire House and Senate are dedicating themselves to determine whether that infiltration had actually occurred. The indicators are that in some way it has. Otherwise, we wouldn't be discussing this virtually nonstop.
And Nayyera, and we know that one of the ways that they tried to utilize the information that they were able to hack was through WikiLeaks. What do you make of the very self-same administration that was reportedly, put in, or at least the Russians wanted to be there? And we know that Jeff Sessions himself had some meetings with a Russian ambassador that caused him to recuse from the Russiagate investigation. But now he is saying that they are going to go after Julian Assange. What do you make of that?
Well, this is actually textbook hybrid warfare, and hybrid warfare is a combination of conventional, what we know as ground troops, and using cyber warfare, which is all through the internet and the information campaign that was being run against the United States. And the underlying purpose of using hybrid warfare or cyber warfare is to avoid attribution or retribution, and that is exactly what's going on right now. You have people questioning and wondering if, well, was it really Russia? Was it not? And that is exactly what Russia and Putin want, which is to have the people that they want in power compromise individuals, investigating them. They want to have undermine U.S. democracy without anybody having a clear path to say, yes, it was Putin. Putin has interfered and undermined the U.S. democracy.
And Malcolm, you had CBS on Thursday reporting the FBI is now launching a manhunt for the leaker who gave top secret documents to WikiLeaks. You have the Trump administration now formally kind of going after Julian Assange. What do you make of the new Trump admin posture toward WikiLeaks? I mean, they may have to send a new memo to Sean Hannity, who is a big fan of Julian Assange lately, that now they're turning on, the team is turning on him. What do you make of it?
Well, you know, as an intelligence professional, my job is to predict the future. And I predicted this a couple of months ago right here on this show, that once the utility of WikiLeaks had run out, that the best thing that they could do is you have to burn that source. And the best way to burn that source is to use all the resources of the United States government to bring Julian Assange to justice, which would be the claim that they would use, and then put him on trial for cyber crimes and espionage. And when Mike Pompeo took that first step a week ago and designated WikiLeaks a non-state intelligence actor, intelligence entity, which is essentially saying that you are a terrorist equivalent, like the way we have non-state terrorist actors, then that was the sign that WikiLeaks is going down. Julian Assange will be brought to the United States. He will be marched into the U.S. courthouse, probably in Alexandria. I've once mistakenly said Arlington. And there will be a trial for him. For someone who has openly admitted that he took, used, and now weaponized information. And they can control it a lot better in a trial than they can right now with Assange in the Ecuadorian embassy. But they had better hope that it's not a double-edged sword and that Assange suddenly doesn't, starts playing conduit for information that was taken from the Republican Party.
Right, and that is the other issue, too, right, Nayyera? I mean, can't the defense for Julian Assange say, well, if you're saying WikiLeaks used and weaponized this information, so did Mike Pompeo, Mike Pence, and Donald Trump, all of whom enthusiastically used this same exact information during the campaign. And as the former FBI agent that testified in Congress said, it was the Trump team that actually used these operations against the United States. They used them.
Right, and this is what happens when you invite snakes into your backyard. They will end up biting you. This is going to be an ongoing challenge for this administration, are the ties to Putin and to the undermining of U.S. democracy at all levels. And we're going to have to see that this is really not a strategic play by this administration. They're now trying to play some cleanup. Bringing in Julian Assange, again, could completely backfire on them and the information releases. But it also shows us that Putin is better at this game than our folks here are in the administration. And right, this is this is the top level spy stuff that is going on, and no one would really say that that is a strength of Trump or his cabinet is foreign policy or the spy game.
Joy,
really quickly, Malcolm.
Yeah, you know, on that previous report that you had about the Russian think tank, I just want to point out that it's not a think tank. I wrote about this in my book. It's called an Information Warfare Management Cell. And that organization, I estimated over 300 people would have to have been involved in processing all the information that would go into, as Nayyera called it, but which is correct, hybrid warfare, which is warfare against political institutions, people, systems using information warfare propaganda and everything. And WikiLeaks was a critical component of that. Assange could quickly turn state's evidence against the Trump administration if he knows the links to himself.
Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. It stays interesting. Malcolm Nance, we like you predicting things on this show, so come back and do it again. Nayyera Haq, thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate you guys being here. Great. And up next,